At the end of the last video, I left a large revolt hanging over my head. There's going to be a couple of rebellions happening in completely opposite ends of my empire. One in a province here and the other province here. So I've got to get my troops to at least one of those. Probably going to be this one because there's a building being made there. And that may be cancelled if a rebellion actually takes over the province. I'm not 100% sure if that happens though. Earlier on in the game we had a situation where I had a province coring up and that wasn't actually cancelled even though the rebels took it. The tooltip was wrong, so I'm not sure how it works with buildings. But I'm going to get my troops over to Daskajun, I believe. I've also got a looming disaster hanging over my head as well. I'm going to be talking much more about this shortly. In general, we're about to start colonizing. As soon as I've fully integrated Norway, that will give me the distance from Iceland to be able to colonize the eastern part of North America and perhaps even beyond to Caribbean. And my other big main focus at the moment is acquiring territory in this pink region, the Russian region, to acquire the Baltic Crusader achievement. We can see here, I think probably the best map screen to use is the player map screen. So that's how far I've gotten with that. All this area isn't really needed for that, all that area, but yeah, I've made a decent inroads into the Russian region there, but I've still got a lot to do. Now this looming disaster, I've actually looked into this a bit. I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid this. Well, to avoid it, I basically have to get to 75% religious unity. I might be able to do that if I convert a couple of these provinces. I should be able to convert that before this actually triggers. It's only going up, the disaster's going at 1% currently. There's a few ways that that can be increased though. So I have to do certain, well, I have to make sure I avoid doing certain things, like taking a religious centre. There happens to be one on this province here, which I want to take in the not too distant future. Actually, taking religious ideas also adds 1% per month on this as well, supposedly, so I can't do that. I've got quite a bit of admin points stored up. I have to core some provinces. I've got a bit of war exhaustion to burn off before I do that though. I've got 4 provinces to core up. But that's probably enough talking. I should actually start doing some things. So let's pause. I've got a diplomat coming back. And let's get this army into position. I've recently sick maintenance on. I maybe should be hiring a guy here. So who should I hire? Let's get the manpower guy. And I think I'm also going to hire this whatchamacallit, theologian, is it? Inquisitor. This will increase the missionary strength, hopefully get these done a bit quicker, so we'll know if we can get back to 75% or not. The thing is, this rebellion is almost definitely going to happen. After I've integrated Norway, well, they have a huge amount of Protestant provinces. It's going to take me below that, and there's nothing I can really do about it. Yeah, so I'm going to have to figure out this situation a bit later on, but yeah, I'll discuss this a bit more later on. Let's hire this Inquisitor to try and stem it off for a bit longer. But I don't think it's going to be able to long term. Problem is, a lot of these provinces that are Protestant, their religious zeal lasts a long time. The nearest one, the next one I can do basically is in 1537, that's 13 years away. And even if that looming disaster only is at 1% per month, then what's that, 8 odd years before the disaster happens? So I'm not going to be able to avoid it probably. Right, let's pause. We've got various requests for access, which I'm going to turn down. So currently there's a war, well, Kazan's still at war with Muscovy, and also I believe Ryazan is... I've got to get a diplomat back. I've got to check out the situation with that. Next truce, well, usual, Sweden and Muscovy, I'm waiting for them to run out. So the next one's in about 9 years. So at the moment I really want to be actually going after either Kazan or Lithuania. Well, in 1550 the religious wars actually start to break out as well, which is going to cause me tons more problems, but I'll talk more about that later on. Currently neither of these will actually join in. Well, they are like, yeah, this is the usual situation with Lithuania. I think Poland's currently at war with Teutonic Order, which was a way I was thinking of getting in a war against Lithuania by using them, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that anymore. So I'm waiting actually on Austria before I can go after Kazan. So I'm got to keep an eye on Austria, it would seem. Right, this diplomat's back anyway. Have I made all of the claims I want to do? I've got all the claims I want on Sweden. I haven't on Muscovy. Now, they are still my rival. I think I'm going to keep on making some claims here then. So let's do Vladimir, I think. Oh, this is actually really high. So I need a spy guy. I currently have a statesman now, which is helping me to integrate Norway, so I can't really get a spy guy. So I'll just improve relations to Novgorod, which is getting a bit low. Right. So my army is currently going up here. This is probably going to fire before they get there. Exploration just finished. So we've just explored the waters of the Caribbean. Okay, just the waters and not the territory, I think. After a certain amount of time, everyone within the same... I think it's a tech group, it may be culture group. No, but I think it's tech group. Discovers what you've discovered. So it might not be in the best of ideas to find everything now, even though arguably I should, because I don't want to hire a ton of explorers in the future. So what can I do? Waters of Brazil, Amazonias. Explore the coast of the Hudson, explore the waters of Hudson. I'm going to explore the waters of the Hudson, I think. Right. Don't really want to colonize up there, but will allow me to see if anyone else does. 12th of September, I'm going to let that fire. Surprised it hasn't already fired, to be honest. Okay. Just peasants, very easy to deal with. Actually, that's only 8 days away from completing now, so I wish I'd gone the other way actually, let the building complete then let it trigger. Yeah, if I'd have known I had time to do that. Okay. So yeah, they're in a completely the wrong place now. They're separatists, they're going to take that, it's going to cause problems. Got to keep an eye on this as well. Oh, and I've been forgetting about Corin. Right, I've got 3 more months to do that, so we won't go over that. Right, they've been wiped out. Let's get you back over to there. I probably need to build my manpower up a bit as well if I'm going to have a ton of religious problems. So maybe starting a war isn't such a good idea at the moment. Right, so 10 of buildings just completed. When do my religious conversions happen now anyway? So, does it tell you here? 1525, October. 1525, so that's sped it up with the Inquisitor, and the annexation's 5 years later. So that hopefully gets over to 75% and wipes out all the progress. That would help a lot. They've been successful. Just keep an eye on Austria. Okay. I think Novgorod's coming to the aid. Let's check. Is this the right month? Right, I can actually start a core up here then. If it wasn't for missionaries. Right, I would have been able to core that, but there's rebels there. Right, so Let's go and kill those rebels so I can core it up. New exploits, Baffin Bay. I've got a feeling they're going to do that for me. This is a problem then. I'm probably going to have to spend my admin on something else rather than coring up now. So maybe one of my provinces is going to get a tax boost in development, I'm thinking. If I might actually need to develop a province to take me over the religious unity amount anyway. That might actually help. Not sure if those two are enough on their own. Let's wait a bit though. So our current admin amount is 8, so I've got 1 more month I can wait. Right. Right, wait till the end of the month and then I'll develop something. So Mecklenburg made peace. Poland's probably going to annex everything here. Is Austria still involved in that war? Yes, they are. Slavia Union over Hungary. Right, it's 28 days in February. Okay, they should be a long way from this. Right, let's spend some admin points then before I lose it. So there's no point to me increasing this yet. I can't take religious ideas because it would increase the progress of the disaster, I believe. I've had a look on the Wikia. That's what it says there. Probably should have had a look in the event files, but I trust the Wikia. I think it was up to date. Kazan has... well, it's actually in that war, and it looks like Muscovy's taken a lot back, surprisingly. I think I'm going to invest in this province, Goldingen. Basically it already has a temple, so it's really going to benefit from increased tax here. It's only a couple away from actually getting another building. I might later invest tax here as well if ever this becomes our capital, which it would if I become Kurland. Both of these provinces don't have an amazing trade goods. Naval supplies never gets to that big a value, so increasing production isn't so amazing, although if I have shipyards here it would help a tiny bit. So yeah, I'm going to invest a couple of points I think here, so 50, and we actually can't do another one there. So out of a choice, well, yeah, I want to get this up so I have another building. Yeah, I don't want manpower here, so let's increase that to get it to 10. And shall I do one here? Do I have a temple here? No, I don't. So I might want to build one here at some stage. Let's increase that there. Okay. And that province is going to have more military points later on. Those two maybe I could have invested in, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do for now. Let's pause, let's deal with these rebellions. Where is my army? Right, supply over here is probably going to be absolutely dreadful. So I don't think I'm going to go down there. I'm going to stop here with the supplies goods. Actually, too late. I'm going to take off maintenance and hope that Novgorod deals with problems over there. So I'm waiting on... what am I waiting on? Austria to deal with that war. I'm waiting on my Inquisitor missionaries to finish. Waiting for Norway to be integrated. Army arrived in Yaroslavl. They can stay there. Okay. It's a major event in the Ottoman Empire. Janissaries event. Right, so that's been done. So let's core this up. So my core didn't have a claim on it, of course, so I don't get quite as much as I would normally get off it. Only 35 instead of 45. Still pretty good though. Hopefully they are going over there. I think they are. Novgorod, extremely useful at the moment, aren't they? So I've got no intentions of annexing them anytime soon, I think. I did mention it to someone in comments why it's a really bad idea to annex Novgorod. I should probably say here at some stage. There's loads of reasons though. I mean, they're giving me 30 odd K troops. I'd have to make them... I'd have to get rid... Oh, a spy master, that's exactly what I want in a bit. Yeah, if I return them from a match to a normal vassal, that would cause minus 200 relations, an extra, and I'd get an extra plus 15 automatically because they would be no longer a match, which you can see there. So it caused me a ton of issues by doing that. I don't have influence ideas yet, so it's not cheaper to integrate them. It's just tons of bad reasons. So hopefully that's siege up as well. Muscovite separatists. So that's because it's being converted. Sunny Kazimov, that's been converted as well. Hopefully those won't fire, but they might. So where am I going to put this? Somewhere that's not going to rebel, preferably. Kaluga, is it? You know what, I think I'm happy with that level of exploration. So I'm going to put these back on trading in the Baltic Sea. Does my explorer actually have any maneuver? It does, so my trade should go up a bit because of that. I think it increases it. Let's take that off, get some money in the bank. Manpower's recovering. Right, buildings are done as well, aren't they? Now, what have I built here? I built a workshop here. I probably should get a barracks. Let's get our manpower up. Okay. And where else? For manpower. Right, that's not too bad. Right, yeah, I definitely want one there. It's an extra 1,000. Okay. Right. All the special buildings like the March have gone from the game now. It's just got all those basic buildings. I actually like the new buildings though. Maybe they should have kept some of the special buildings. Right, it's extra prestige. Hopefully we find those areas in this bits. I want to be making claims on Kazan as well, so yeah. Once these are done, I'll be able to see what situation we're in terms of looming disaster. That's going to change things potentially. Oh, what? That's the second heir I've died, and that's the second amazing heir I've had die as well. So I'm starting to get... Well, I'm not going to say unlucky because I've been so lucky so far with my heirs and monarchs. Conversion is successful, so an extra 6 papal influence. I need to spend this on something really. But I'm not going to do the usury one because I don't need it quite yet. Diplomatic reputation, that will speed up Norway, but arguably I shouldn't be speeding it up because I would have less religious unity. Yearly prestige, national tax. I might wait until 100 to figure out then. So this is Perm, which I don't need because they're not independent. Prestige would be nice as usual. More money would be nice. I spent a bit recently, haven't I? So let's take the money. I'm wondering if I pick a religious one, is there increased chance of some of the Protestant provinces being converted? You know what? What's the plus on that? No, I'll just, maybe later on I'll do it, but for now I'll get the extra money. So, at the rate my ears are dying, this we'll get another one soon anyway. Right, this guy's actually below average. He's only 8 points. Let's make him a general. Okay, and he's a pretty average to awful general. How much mercs do I have? 4, is it? Go. Let's call this up then. So let's do that. Religious unity is up to 73. So yeah, converting that should take us over 75%. Should get rid of the looming disaster. I also recently increased my development, didn't I? So those areas are Catholic. So we have more Catholics. Rebels actually being converted. So that may take us up below 75%. Check out Austria. Looks like they're being invaded. Plus 13 for Moscow. Pretty huge amount. So looming disaster's gone. Brilliant. We're up to 81%. Wow. It's more than I was expecting actually. So who knows? We may. Well, in 1530 we get Norway. Then I won't be able to convert until 1537, all of those provinces, so I should still probably get a disaster, but who knows. Norwegian provinces are pretty low value in development. Did I core up Muscovy? I don't think I did. Let's core you up. Now, hopefully those rebellions might start to recede. So Muscovy is 2.8%. 2.8% there. I could stick my army on those provinces, put maintenance on, and actually get rid of the rebellion chance. That may actually be a good idea. Okay, something happened with Brabant. So I put that on. It says 2.9. Now 0. So if I keep this on, is it worth spending a ton of ducats to do this? Could be. So yeah, I think I will do it. Certainly save on the manpower if I were to get a rebellion. So that's not when it forms. So the current religious situation is like that. One of my provinces is converting to reformed there, Faroe Islands. So avoiding religious turmoil, yeah, not much chance of it, I'm afraid. 2 provinces being converted. We'll see though. If I went humanist, got all the ideas in that group, that's one way to avoid it. I think if I joined a counter-reformation, that's another way I could avoid it, but I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I could actually convert to Protestant, which I actually want to do long term, but it would cause a ton of issues with Austria and Poland, my allies at the moment. So I'm not sure I want to do that. And I need to be Catholic and convert all of the Russian region to actually get the Crusader, Baltic Crusader achievement. Right, so I probably should stay Catholic. Right, that's really good. Austria's just peaced out. They're back to a friendly stance or alliance stance. So let's get the diplomat back. I might as well wait for it to come back naturally. No, I won't. So there could be a war against Kazan now if both of them will join in. But I don't... Oh, my casus belli is crap though. If I picked religious ideas, I would actually have an amazing casus belli to do it against them on. Austria made England a rival. What's relations like with England with us? Sounds taking 10 territories, let's check that. They would both join in. I've got a big decision to make here then.